I put the music at the front, but I want to talk about Newcastle just in a minute. Okay. I got that out of my system. I've been working on new music. Oh, yo. Right. Righty-ho. We've got 18 people and we've got 2 likes. Thank you very, very much. Is that a Gibson? I wish it was. I really do wish it was. But no. It's an Encore. Which is it's a replica of the real thing. And the one thing I would dearly love would be a Gibson Les Paul. Maybe once I've hit my targets, and my targets are going to be 10,000, 100,000, and where did I put my cover? There it is. So yes, once I hit my targets, then yes, I will. That's how replicas work. Yeah, well, the Fender Champion 100 that was throwing out the music, that's going to change to a bigger system, and that'll have a head and a cab which will go with it, probably 600 watts or higher. Good evening, Benny. Funny you should say that, Benny, about applying for jobs. I was on a video call today with the Department of Works and Pensions. So yeah, and the commitments that I was told to agree to, somehow, and here's the strange bit, somehow they were accepted. They appeared on my journal, and then poof, they vanished. So I've done the same thing again today. Do you know what? Daryl, you've got 3 seconds to remove that horrible comment. Okay. Commitments to work. And because this is one of the things, do you know, there's two things, right? And I disagree with both of them. I was doing a video call, and you can only, you know, like when you go to see a doctor, yeah, you have a 10-minute window with the doctor. Now, you know, when you've got a 10-minute window with the doctor, you have to shoot everything out. And when you shoot everything out, they've got to process that information. And today was a 15-minute video call where it kind of got twisted. And one of the things that kind of annoyed me was the fact of like 20 hours, right? So 20 hours of work. And I was thinking to myself, well, over the past weeks and weeks and weeks, I've sat at the computer and 8 hours, you just went gone. 8 hours, like that. So I was a bit annoyed at that. But what I was also annoyed at was the way they turned around and said, what was it? Oh, yeah. There was another 2 appointments. And I was like, okay, so if I'm going to interview a person for seeking you, yeah, for Nottingham City Centre, what I'm not going to do is this. As a person sitting at the other side of the desk, yeah, I'm not going to turn around and say to that person, right, I've got your resume, CV, or whatever you want to call it, in front of me. You've got 15 minutes. Because that means if they've got 15 minutes, I've got to listen. I've got to digest. And I was thinking, wow, is this how the modern world is? What is this here? What is this here? You guys need to portion only speak Old English. What? Eh? Wow. So much rambling and being vague. Well, not really, because everything that I put in my journal is up to 3,000 characters. Yeah. Bert is saying no job interviews work like this. Exactly. And what I said in my, they logged me out, so I had to log back in to turn around and say that here's one thing that they don't believe in. And this is bonkers and crazy. They don't believe, even though there is evidence. Thomas, my mobile email has an error. And I typed a message to you yesterday and the day before, and it went nowhere. So I'm going to speak to my brother, and he's a technical expert, so I will get to it. Also, Thomas, I've broadened the horizon as well to include a lot more. You should. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that's one definite, because it with the IT skills that they have, and yeah, there's. I was doing something yesterday, and I was extremely angry, because there was 8 different parts to one single prompt. Okay. And it got 4. And it said after 4, you need to upgrade. And I went, are you having a laugh? You're not even halfway through and you're saying to me, I've got to upgrade. Upgrade means you've got to pay money. Do you remember the old job seekers? No, I don't. What was it? I remember the Swan House roundabout where the job centre was in Newcastle. I remember that. And then I remember the West Road, which is now the West Road job office is now. What did they do with that? I'm sure it was accommodation. I'm sure it was. Because they closed it down and then somebody else acquired it for breaking it into accommodation. What is the plate on the wall? That one there. That plate. One of the neighbours came down and gave it to Mum. Why do any future concert events in what? How do you feature any? Hold on. Why do any future concert events in Newcastle at St James's Park or Metro? Okay. I'm not sure on that one, David. You've got me stumped. Plate for his beans on toast. Well, actually, Bert, I haven't had beans on toast since I think it was last year. Yes, I am going to sign off. That's the whole part of these apps, Benny. Get to 10,000, 100,000, and sign ups for business. As soon as the business money for the advertising flows through the door, then yeah, sign off. Ben Hancock, would you do any concerts? Yeah, we'll do. Can I employ you to throw some of the junk? Your flat is too cluttered. No. If you're going to college, you can't be on benefits. Why? Why can't you be on benefits? You see, what you're saying, Benny, is this. You are like, you're kind of staining the education system. Why? Why would you do that? You say, um, I'm going into there because I want to learn. There's parts of the keyboard that not many people use. And John, you're not seeking a. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It's a knock on the education system. You're busy being a student. Do you think a uni student can claim benefits? Well, if I can't do the course, I can't do the course because of this, that, or the other. And to be honest, if that's what if that's what they're going to say when I go down to the college interview, then I would just turn around and say to them, "What's the point?" Because I mean, if a person wishes to learn, uh, you can apply for a student loan. Probably, yeah. But like I say, if the college won't accept somebody who is on benefits, I think that is absolutely stupid. The point is adult learning so you can build the future. Well, that's a very good thing, yes. Build the future, which is exactly what. Oh, yes, and there was a thing today. Uh, I'm sure I posted it. I might not have, though, because Facebook is being a little bit funny. Um, I've just paid off a £25,000 loan. Will you pay it off within a year? Well, one thing I would say to you is this. If the funds from businesses come through the small businesses and the large businesses over the geographic area, then I would turn around and say to those at Universal Credit, log in and go, I am now signing off. Because you see, do you remember when somebody like broke their neck to inform Department of Works and Pensions? Well, what Department of Works and Pensions have said was they wanted to see bank statements, and that's what they now have. And as I said to them, everything I have goes through these, and there's nothing else. There's no secret Swiss bank accounts. There's no Barclays black business card, American Express, or anything like that. So what you get in these documents is what you get. Corvo was saying you need to get a student loan. Okay. Uh, well, the crypto, I won't touch the crypto until 2037. And there's no law in the United Kingdom to say you must do this and you must do that. It only applies with HMRC and Financial Conduct Authority and the Prudential when you cash out. And that is the law. So, Bert saying, I have 5 bank accounts. Well, look at you. How about transport to the college? Buying lunch or take a packed lunch? It would be take a packed lunch. The course will cost thousands. Okay, so I would expect a course at university to cost thousands. It's only free if you're under 21. Well, that's me snookered then. Have you... What? You know, some people come in with some absolutely bonkers stuff. So, Gary, do yourself a favour, mate. Trot on. Not even going to answer stuff like that. You can apply for a senior bus pass. No, I can't yet. Will you attend the freshers party events? Birds will be all over you. I don't know. I mean, I think the freshers is for university. I think, but I don't know. Once again, Benny brings up a good point. Let's have a little look. Have you not researched the... Hold on a second, Penny. There's 24 hours in a day. Do you want me to work on Men in Black time, which is 37 hours a day? You know, sitting and building and working at the computer, giving instructions and then waiting for the instructions to happen and then testing the instructions and, you know, stuff breaking takes time. And when that time, like, tick, 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 you don't get it back. Ah, what was that one? The fresher shark. Don't be silly. You should take an hour to look at college stuff. Well, when I've got to go down to the college to speak to the college, speak to the tutor, tell the tutor what I'm expecting, what they're going to give me, and then we find out. Yeah, of course, Benny. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. See, this is the part of the thing, and we've got another 4 minutes on this subject, and then we're going to move into something that I'm really annoyed about. But with the college, and like when they're doing this open day to go down, speak to them and say, this is what I was doing, I'm locked out of it, and I say I want to carry on doing that so I can get the certificate and move forward. If they turn around and say to me that I've got to like spend, let's say, 2, 3, 4 grand to do it, then it ain't going to happen, is it? And if they turn around and say, oh, well, you can apply for a student loan, and the student loan turn around and say, oh, we're going to do a credit check on you, and the credit check comes back, the student loan's going to go straight in the bin, isn't it? Why don't you collect cans, etc., recycle it and cover the costs? Nah, not me. Remember when you went to the job centre thinking it was meeting about... no, well, they turned round and said, and who was that? That was John O'Hare. I said to them, keywords, and they turned round and just went, what? what's that? And I was like, oh, God. Because some people still don't understand. They haven't got a Scooby-Doo. But this person I was speaking to today, I said to her when I logged back in, if you don't understand and you don't know, please educate yourself. Because if you don't educate yourself, nobody else will. And that's a truth at the end of the day, because like 2024, I had forgotten about Udemy. It wasn't there. And I got an email one day from them saying I was at 3%. Oh, right. And I went straight in. Now, since then, everything ground to a halt, because ring the college tomorrow, Paul. All these points can be bottomed out. You need to focus on the apps. You're very correct, David. You're very correct. They are the most. Paul, aren't you literally uneducated when you've got nothing more? No, I believe. When did GCSEs come out? And that's going back a while. But when did they come out? Because I don't know. You can't tell people to educate themselves when you have no idea what. Benny, look, I've downloaded information about that. I've asked other people to look into it. So, wait, I'm going to wait and listen to what these people have said to me and act upon it immediately that day. Benny has a PDF. Well, so do I. I have PDF, got not Windows, Word, PowerPoint, and other bits and pieces. So I said, we're now changing the subject. The subject now is Newcastle United, and why has everything ground to a halt? And okay, there you go, Abe. Silly people, silly people. Now, Newcastle United put a bid in for a player. Yeah. Then they went back and put another bid in for a player. Apparently, according to Adam Pearson, we've walked away. I'm like, what? What are you on about? I actually had to, because I was making a cup at the time. I let it play, and I came back in with my cup, and I rewinded it, and I went, what do you mean you've walked away from the deal? I don't understand that. And there's a few things that I am not happy about. Who would I like to sign? Well, let me just say this. Before we sign anybody, a few things need to happen. A few definite things need to happen. First of all, beg my pardon, Newcastle United's wage structure. We have Alexander Isak on 120,000 a week or thereabouts. Unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. We have from a year and 9 months or whatever it was ago, where the club turned around and goes, we're going to be doing a feasibility study to say, are we going to revamp St James's Park, or are we going to be choosing somewhere else? Nothing has been said. Nothing. So angry about that. Any words on Wyn Davies, Paul? Wyn Davies? What? Wow, wait. When? When did that happen? Damn. Respects to his family and his friends. Wow, wait, man. So, there's a few things. There's like, are we moving to a new stadium? Or are we staying at St James's Park? I'm tired of the club just dragging. It's like dragging a ship's chain, like, the Titanic, or like, one of them big American super carriers. It's like dragging the chain, and I'm tired of it. Yeah. They said early 2025. And I'm tired of it. And I'm sure a lot of you are tired of it as well. Because Newcastle United is a football club where players kick a ball on the pitch in front of 52,300 people. It is not MI5. It is not MI6. And I've got to the point now where I'm just fed up. When His Excellency Yasser Al-Rumayyan turned round and went, he wants Newcastle to be number one. We're never going to be number one. Why? Because we don't know what we're doing. Paul Mitchell did the exact same thing that Dan I'm sure it was Dan Ashworth, wasn't it? Or director of football, who we put on gardening leave for more time than you can, you could have a really beautiful back garden. What the heck? You had to beg some money. What? Go away. Stop being stupid, man. Oh, in you. You're talking about games at St James's Park. Yeah? That's what you're talking about. Yeah? Now, oh, these are old. Yeah, they are. They're old. Right. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a load of them. Now, these ones here, these are for, where is it? Lisa's West. What's this one for? Gallagher. Lisa's Stand Level 2. Where's this one for? The Gallagher. And that one was last year's champions, Liverpool. Now, all of the other tickets, the old tickets, yeah, those old tickets, I don't keep them as a momentum. No. I go to the match, and now you have to scan your phone, beep, and then the turnstile moves because they changed it. And I've came across many, many, many people who turned around. Oh, he's only this, he's only that, and he's only the other. That's like the person who went fishing, caught a little fish about this big, and claimed it was 5 times the size. Don't quite work. Now, this season, I've got to renew my membership, then apply for tickets, and if I can't get to the away, the ones like, say, we would do Leicester, which is just down the road, half an hour in the car down the road. That would be one of them, but obviously Leicester got relegated, so it would be Forest. And there isn't any other team in the Premier League, because Derby, which is the next county over, Lincoln, which is the next county over, and Leicester can't go to any of them. But the plan is, and I said this to you, the plan was to get to 3,000 subscribers, continue growing and growing, and like I said to you back in March, I'm going to get the chat in a minute. Like I said to you then, the plan is there's a way to get away tickets. And I'm going to use that to get away tickets, because I have on order the hooped top, the old granddad like hooped version, but it's not that version. It's the white collar but hoops. So I've got that coming, and that will be here. I'll show you that at the end of the month. None of these explanations why you, if you're not going to take the explanation, evacuate now. Simple as. and because I'm focused solely currently on Seeking You, Geordie Nation, and the Magpie Show. So if you don't like it, do the best thing. Trot on. Paul, you need a season ticket for away games. No, you don't. It's a misconception. Because you can purchase tickets. So it's a misconception. And all I'd say to you is this: get over it. If I'm going to go to an away game, I'll go to an away game. Okay. Where are you? Where are you? Right. There we go. And as I was saying this to you a while ago, what I'm doing, there's lots of very good content creators. What you're getting with me is something different. Those who don't believe, you're entitled not to believe. But if I'm showing you video and you don't believe, then I'm sorry. Doors that way. Don't let it smack you on the arse on the way out. What's that? Do you still use hair oil? Yes. What shampoo? Nivea. Benny, stop being stupid, man. You see, that's part of the thing, saying like he won't leave the house unless it's mandatory. That's one of the reasons why, Benny, you had your thing taken away from you. Benny's not very good at getting under the skin. I got a skin of an armadillo, mate. Brought up in Benwell. We don't, you can try and try and try all you like at the end of the day, but it ain't gonna work. Road Dog saying Paul should make memberships mandatory. No, I'm not going to do that. I have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. I just haven't done anything with them, but that's going to change. And as Jeremy said, yeah, Benny already fell through, So I want people at the end of the day, when I open the boxes up, I want people to come in and enjoy the experience, chatting to each other, telling each other, about what they've been doing, what they're planning on doing, etc. And we all getting along. Now, yeah, back on track. So, my thoughts. Newcastle United with Alexander Isak put a price tag on his head, 200 million. Anthony Gordon, Harvey Barnes gave both 150 on their head. Now, where the stadium's concerned, I want that sorted out. Not in September, October, November. now. We deserve it. We don't deserve to be pulled along by somebody sticking two fingers up our nose and pulling us around, because that's what they've been doing. And it's offensive to the Geordie people, stringing us along. And where the wage structure is, break the wage structure. Players like Tino Livramento, Lewis Hall, Lewis Miley, make sure they're looked after. Jeremy, don't even go down that route. Whatever. So, yes, I'm a bit angry because now it's happening. Zip. You know, I go on to Sky Sports transfer centre when I get up, and there's nout. I'm angry. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know it's not. Well, there's a lot going to change in the next few months between now and when we start to play in the Champions League. You can either believe it or you don't. It's up to you. You know, I'm going to keep on doing the work that I'm doing, saying to, in some videos, I'm actually going to put in at Department of Works and Pensions, because I'm not even sure they know. It will be planning permission, etc. No, it's not. No, it's not. It doesn't take, what? It doesn't take 24. No, it's actually longer than 24. It's much longer than 24. It's just that they're not telling anybody anything at all. It's like it's ultra top secret. And it's a football club. Now, what? David? What? What are you on about? Maga's American. I'm Geordie. But yeah, I wanted Ekiteke. I wanted the club to, when they turned around and said there was like a release clause, pay the release clause, get him sent to Austria to link up. And I'm tired of, like, one of the things I'm really tired of is this, where our club and the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, they're doing sponsorship deals for Spurs. They're helping Chelsea out. And Chelsea have got, what, how many? 50 players? And the deals for, like, so Brian Mbemo, good player. And it was, in the beginning, it was our wage structure. smash the wage structure, smash it to pieces, get a £20 mallet and bash it to pieces. So there's nothing left. We have a 50 million bid for Hayward. No, I'm not going to Celtic. I wish I was, but I'm not. Brian hasn't gone to. Okay. Damn. Mind you, would he go? I mean, I know they were going to like pay him obscene money, but we should be doing that as a club. Newcastle United should obliterate. I mean, like they're saying about Alexander Isak, Anthony Gordon, and Harvey Barnes, Jacob Murphy, and all the rest of it. Yeah, on the wages that they're on. It's honestly, it's disgusting. Here's another thing that's absolutely bang out of order. Training ground sponsor. Stadium sponsor. Where's all these? Where are they? Nowhere. What was that one? Have you? Yeah, yeah, because one of my neighbours, he supports Leeds United, and I was the one that turned round and says to him that Sean Longstaff was on his way down to Leeds, and he went, "Really?" I went, "Yeah." What was it? 12H21. I am a Geordie. Google Geordie. Please Google Geordie. And then there you got your answer. What was that? Apparently they're looking to sign Mike. Okay. Obliterate and Bert saying obliterate the weird structure, then get penalised in future seasons. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the honest thing for you. If Chelsea and other teams can bend the rules, it's time Newcastle United start to break a few. Because to get to the top, we nearly got to the top last season. We came ever so close. And then it all fell away. And I'm tired. I really am. I mean, look at it this way, right? Since Adidas took over as our new kit supplier, there's £80 or £110, £120, and more tops than you can shake a stick at. And here's the best bit. We're in a cost of living crisis. And yet, there's all of these, this third kit, fourth kit, fifth kit, and they're all 80 plus. It's just bonkers. Where one of the best things what could happen is Aramco at St. James's Park. One of the biggest companies on planet Earth. And say another company the public investment fund owns turns around and says, right, we'll do Benton training ground. There's more ways to make money. And one of the daftest things I've ever come across, and it's absolutely stupid, trading cards with that company. I'm like, are you real? But it is what it is. Now, okay, so I'm going to see you all tomorrow 11:30 because there's a match on, and the match has just, well, I think it's just started. Yeah, it's just about to start. Yes, they are, Corvo. Yes. Yes. So thank you all for coming in. Much appreciated. I got that off my chest about Newcastle United because I'm angry. So yeah. All right. So see you all 11:30 and Corvo, Bert, when Daryl comes in, do the sensible thing. Swing the door. Boot. Because he's just a troll. End of. Thanks for coming and have a wonderful evening wherever you are. He's one of those people who kind of like, I don't know, doesn't matter what you say, he's always right. See you all tomorrow. And smack that on the way out, and we'll have fun tomorrow.